Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with another declutter video. I am going to tackle my blushes, and as you can see I have quite a few. This is all my blushes in front of me. This here is a face palette, so it does only have 2 blushes in it, but I thought I would bring it out anyway. And then like I said, the rest here are blushes, and they couldn't even all fit in this little box, so I had to put one on top. But I want to go through all of these and tackle them to get rid of some, because I'm very overwhelmed with the amount of blushes that I have in my collection. So I want to go through them all and basically just minimize the collection, because again I'm a bit overwhelmed with the amount of blushes that I have in my collection. So I'm gonna go through and I think sort these out by color categories, and then yeah, we'll start from there. But before I jump into that, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. Let's jump into the video. So again, I'm just gonna start by picking out like the similar colors. So I'm gonna start, I think, with all my really blue toned pinks, and use like bright pinks, and then take it from there. So I'm gonna start picking them out and I will take it from there. Okay, so I think I have all my super blue tone pink. Next up I'm gonna do kind of neutral toned blushes. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do next, and then kind of do the middle tones at the end. So next up I'm gonna go through kind of orangey tones, I think, because I have a handful of those as well. So the only thing I have two kind of true toned oranges, so let's do the next category next, which is probably going to be one of the biggest ones, which is peachy kind of colors. And I think the remaining colors here might be peachy colors, so I'm just going to open them all up to check and see if I want to divide them into 2 categories. Maybe like more pinky peaches and more kind of like deep peaches, or you know, coral or whatever, and take it from there. Also, I haven't tackled the Hourglass palette because that has 2 blushes in it. One is more kind of corally peach and one is more kind of plummy, but I'll tackle them as I go, I think. But yeah, I will see if I want to divide these into more like 2 categories, and then we can start swatching out. So just off the bat, I just opened this cream blush up to see kind of exactly what color it is, and first of all you can see it has melted and it's very gross looking. Also it has changed colors. It used to be a really light kind of peachy color similar to this, if I remember correctly. So it has changed color, so this one is definitely gonna go. It's definitely gone off. I've had this for way too long anyway, and I was probably considering decluttering this one anyway just because of the age, but this one is gonna go. Okay, so all the blushes are now open and I can see some sort of similar colors, so I think I'm just gonna pick them up and organize. I'm gonna put these kind of deeper peaches in one group. I'm gonna do more kind of more kind of pinky ones in one group, and then the more kind of peachy ones in another. And I think that's how I'm gonna tackle it. So let me do that, and then again we're gonna start just swatching. Okay, so I have everything in categories now, so I'm just going to start, and I'm going to start with the smallest category, which are the oranges. I only have basically 2 colors in this category, and both of these are going to stay, but I'm just going to swatch them out for you. One is more kind of matte, and it's this color here. This one is from Sleek, and it is one of their blushes in the shade Life's a Peach. Love this color. That's gonna stay. And then we have this really unique color from NARS, which is called Taj Mahal, I think. Yes, it is. And that's even more orange. And yeah, I love them both. Let's do neutral colors left next, because I feel like this is one that I'm gonna keep quite a lot in. Yeah, because I love neutral blushes. It's something that I've definitely grown into liking more recently, rather than kind of, you know, more I guess pinky tones, which I used to love. So I'm going to swatch these out. I'm trying to sort these out more by category, like more warm tone and cool toned, but this is going to be a bit of a mix. So I think these three are most similar. These two are quite similar. This is more kind of a standalone, and these two are quite similar, so I guess that's how I'm going to swatch it out. So to start off, we have these three, which are these three. We have Gold Rush, Becca, Wild Honey, and then lastly NARS Luster. Again, I feel like these are different enough, and I love these type of tones, and I don't have too many of them, so I'm going to keep all three. Next up, I want to compare these two because they look quite similar, but I know I love both of them, so it would be annoying if one of them, or if they are too similar, because I feel like I couldn't justify keeping both if they are too similar. But this is the Nobla one, and this is the Rocket Tour, and they definitely are similar, but I feel like they are different enough. This one is slightly more shimmery, and also slightly more leaning more mauvey, whereas this one is more peach, so I'm going to keep them both. Also, before I continue, I don't expect this to be like a ruthless declutter where I get rid of, you know, half of my collection. I just want to get rid of a handful because, you know, like I have too many, and I just want to cool down the collection with the ones that I just really love. So let me swatch out these three remaining, and I will compare them. So here we have the remaining three shades. They are all very different. This is Ghoul from NARS. We have Max Factor Gorgeous Berries, and then the Visions Formula Body Blush in the shade Plum Rose. Again, they are very different. I haven't played around with this one too much to know what I think about it, but I'm gonna hold on to it for now. I think it's quite a unique shade. I think it's going to be quite a nice wintry kind of tone, like flushed cheek kind of thing. I also do quite like this one because it's very light, it's very neutral, and it's also nice to blend out other blushes with, so I'm going to keep this one. Gold is one that I have been on the fence about for a while now because I'm not sure quite how I like it. However, I did roll it in my whole collection project pan in my last update, so I'm going to play around with it in there, and if I end up not liking it in that project, I will declutter it, but for now I'm going to hold on to it. Next up, we're going to do bright pinks because I feel like I haven't decluttered anything yet, and I know that there's some things here that I need to get rid of because I don't reach for these colors very often, and I have too many of them. This used to be my favorite type of blush color to wear, but it's just not anymore. So I'm going to show you the swatches because I already prepped out all the swatches. First up, we have Becca Camellia, we have Clinique Berry Pop. Then next to that we have Plum Pop, we have NARS Matahari, is that what it's called? Yes. Then we have this one here, which is this sleek color. This is in the shade Pixie Pink. And then at the very end we have Rosy Glow from Dior. So those are the shades, and again you can see there's a lot of overlapping here. One thing I need to come to terms is that I'm gonna get rid of this color here. It's just too deep for me, it's too bright. I know when I had this in a project I thought that that was already too bright, like really hard to work with because it's very pigmented as well, and this one is just very dark, and I would much rather reach for this one, which you might be able to tell because this is way more used than this one. So I'm going to declutter this one, and I'm going to keep this one, and this one is the shade Plum Pop, which is my favorite, and then Berry Pop I'm going to let go of. So moving on, we have the Becca blush left, we have Matahari, and then those two at the end. And out of those, I don't need that many, do I? I only let go of one so far. This is the only one I let go of. They're all so different though. I was kind of ready to let go of this one, but it's so glowy and nice, and it's very different from the rest. I know that what I've decided to do, I think, is I'm going to try to pan this blush next year because it's getting quite old, and once I finish it I might repurchase it. But I'm gonna put this into like a to pan pile, so I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna put this into a project next year to pan. You know what? I am gonna let go of this one because I know when I use this I need to be very careful because it's very, very pigmented, and I'm keeping this one, which is a very similar tone. This one is just slightly more shimmery, but I can always top this one with something if I want to. So I'm gonna let go of the Becca blush. And with those decluttered, I'm going to go ahead and hold on to these two. They are the more matte versions and they are different tones, so I'm going to keep those two. Before moving on, I also forgot to include this in the kind of pink blushes. This is like a very kind of pinky blush. It's like liquid blush. However, I'm going to declutter this one because I never reach for my liquid blushes. I have this one and another one, so this one is going to go. Same with this one. This is Post Tint. Both of these are from Benefit. This one is a bit more kind of also pink, but more kind of, I guess, peachy pink. It's a bit more Barbie pink, sort of plummy pink, I guess. I don't know, but I'm gonna let this one go too for the same reason. Moving on, I'm gonna do these next, which are the peaches that are more pink leaning. So let me go and swatch these out. So here we have these. I did actually include this one as well, which is the deeper blush from the Hourglass palette. This one, it looks a bit more plummy in here, I would say, but it comes off as like a peachy color. Maybe I should have done this with the deeper peaches, but I feel like it goes quite similarly to those ones there, so I'm including it here. So out of here, I don't really think there's anything I wanted to get rid of. I mean, this one is quite similar to this color here, which is Deep Throat from NARS. We have Orgasm from NARS, Deep Throat. We have Frat Boy from The Balm. This one is Free Soul from NARS again, and then we have at the very end Max Factor Lovely Pink. These two are definitely different. They are similar tones, but this one is more of a matte shade and this is a very, very shimmery shade, so those two are both gonna stay. With these colors here, I mean, they are very, very similar and I probably don't need all of them. I'm not sure. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take these away. I'm gonna swatch these colors here, which are the deeper peaches, which I feel like a similar kind of tone to these. I'm gonna swatch these all out, and then I'm gonna make a decision then. So here we have all of those swatches. This one here is very different. That is California from Benefit. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one straight away because it is slightly more orange leaning than the rest. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. With the remaining ones, they all are very similar, aren't they? I probably don't need all of these, but it's so hard to let go of. I'm gonna keep Orgasm for now because it's the most different out of all of these. And then yeah, I need to decide about the others. I would lean towards letting rid of this one actually, but it is in a palette, so I'm not going to get rid of the whole palette just for this one blush. So this one is going to stay as well. So that leaves these four in the middle. They're actually the other way around than what you can see on my hand. It's so hard because I feel like they're all slightly different. I know they're, you know, they're similar enough, I would say, but I love them all. I mean, this one is, I guess, the most different, which is Frat Boy. It's matte, and it's also slightly lighter than the rest. And I would say these three are most similar, especially these two are quite similar. This one is slightly more shimmery, though. That is the Bloom Blush from Natasha Denona. This one here is Clinique Blush in Peach Pop. You know what? I'm gonna keep them, because I don't feel like I'm ready to let go of any of these. I know I love this one. This is relatively new to me. So those two are very similar, but I do like them both. And I want to play around with the Natasha Denona more before I make a decision. And then I feel like these two are different enough because this one is shimmery and this one is matte. So I'm going to keep all four. So we come to the last category, which is more kind of peachy tones. Like not very pink leaning, more, yeah, just kind of orangey toned peaches, I guess. So let me just sort these out and I'll swatch them and we can decide then. Okay, so here we have all the blushes kind of randomly swatched out. So first here we have Coralista from Benefit. Then here we have Milano Luminoso. We have First Date, I believe it is. Yes, First Date from Sydney Grace. We have MAC Fairly Precious, and here are the two blushes from the Cover FX Duo. This is in the shade Pink Dahlia. Slightly more pink than I expected, but I feel like they still fit in this category. It's fine. Then at the very end here, we have swatched out this one here, which is a shimmer brick from Bobbi Brown in the shade Nectar. I was surprised with how peachy this comes out. It looks more pink in the pan to me. Then here we have Gina, which is this blush here. And then on top we have the other blush from the Hourglass palette. So this color here, which is this shade, is very, very similar to both Milano Luminoso as well as the Nectar Shimmer Bricks. But I am, however, panning this one, so this one is going to be gone in the next year at least. So, you know, I'm going to hold on to this one because it's in a project and I'm planning to finish this one, so this one will be gone very soon. Additionally, this one I'm obviously going to keep because, you know, that is in the palette. It is somewhat similar to the shade here, which is the shimmery part on the duo from Cover FX, but I feel like they're different enough, and also this one is a duo. I'm definitely going to keep this one. I love this formula and I love this compact. It's very luxurious. It was also a gift, so I'm going to hold on to this one. Again, this is such a hard category because I love all of these products. I know I love this one. This is Gina from NARS. It's one of my favorite blushes, so I'm going to hold on to this one. I love this kind of color. Now I have these two. I mean, this one is one of my favorites. I'm not going to get rid of this one. This is Fairly Precious from MAC. I love this color. It's, yeah, one of my favorites. This one I'm also going to hold on to for now because although it's very similar to everything else, I love these tones. And once Benefit Coralisa is gone, I think I'm going to love this one. So I'm going to hold on to this one. Honestly, the one I'm kind of leaning towards decluttering is this one here, but I haven't played around with this one enough. This is the one First Date from Today Grace. It was a free gift with purchase, but it's more of a, it's a weird blush color to me, but it is classified as the blush, as you might be able to see there. But it's more like a highlighter almost to me, so I need to play around with that one more, but it might be one that I declutter in the future. However, I think I'm going to hold on to it for now, which means I'm going to hold on to both of these as well. So those are all the categories, and I kept a lot, but I did get rid of 6 blushes. I got rid of these 2 liquid blushes, which I knew you can't see because they're standing up. So these 2. I got rid of Becca Camellia, which we also want to lay. I got rid of Clinique. What shade is this? This is the shade Berry Pop. Got rid of this one too, as well as Kiko, that cream blush, which I'm not going to open. It's expired anyway. Those, that's actually 5. Is there anything else I want to get rid of? I'm currently, that means I kept 31, which, I mean, the ratio is, you know, I told you from the start I'm not planning to get rid of everything. But is there anything else? There's one blush that stands out to me that I might be able to declutter. But I'm just so scared of, like, regretting it. But also, I can't remember last time I used this blush. Let me find it in the pile. That is this blush here, which is another pinky blush. This is Matahari. It's so beautiful. I used to have so many of this kind of color, but it's so beautiful. Like looking at it on the finger in here, it's like so bright and beautiful. Oh, it's such a nice kind of flushed color. Let me compare it to this one here, which is the berry kind of color from, I mean, they're quite similar. This one was the Gorgeous Berries from what's it called, from Max Factor. They're actually quite similar. They're not exact, but this one is slightly deeper, slightly more plummy. This one is slightly brighter. This one is more shimmery. This one is not. I think I'm ready to let one of these go because I feel like they're actually quite similar, although I didn't include this in the same category as this one. It's so hard because I haven't played around with this one enough to see if I like it, but I feel like just from the formula I feel like I would like it more, but I'm not sure if I would like the color better than Matahari. It's so hard. This one also is like one that I know that I would potentially be able to pan in the future because this one doesn't have too much product in it. It does have, does it say on here how much it has in it? No, it doesn't. But yeah, I know this one doesn't have that much product in it compared to this one who has, like, it has a lot. It has 4.8 grams, which is a lot, and also these blushes are very, very tightly pressed. So I feel like I'm ready to let one of these go. I just don't know which one. Also looking at these, I'm starting to regret Camellia, although it's such a beautiful shade and it's like shimmery and it makes it look healthy, but it's just too pigmented for me. And I have other pink blushes that I use more, that I reach for more, and every time I reach for Camellia, it's just too intense. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to declutter these 5 for sure. There's 5, right? Yeah. So these 5 are going to go. With these 2, I'm going to declutter one of them, but I'm going to play around with them in the next couple of days and decide. I am pre-filming this video, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you know in like a text down here somewhere which one I decided to declutter and which one I decided to keep, because I just want to, I feel like just keeping one of them is more reasonable. Because I don't need both of these. So maybe I'll do a side by side, or you see which one I like better, and I'm going to keep that one. So I will have one decluttered that way, which means that I will total have 6 declutters and keep 30. So I tried to fit everything in the frame that I'm keeping, and this is it. So still a lot of blush, definitely, but it is better. I'm happy because, you know, I always look at my blush collection and I always find it so hard to let go of things. Granted, I'm also going to keep one of these two. I did not include them, but yeah, one of these two are staying as well. But I think that's a good kind of overview. I feel like I have a good range of colors. I feel like this kind of more reflects my, like what I like to wear now, which is more kind of peachy colors. Like for example, Gina, like I said, is one of my favorite blushes, and it's more similar tones to that. I have more kind of neutral tones, which I also like, and I'm leaning more towards. Before, my blush collection was very heavily with these colors, with like very pinky blue tone kind of pink shades, like this one, this one, this one. So you can still see those pops in here, but you know, I definitely feel less now than they used to be, and hopefully I can keep my collection getting smaller. It's hard. I mean, this year I brought in one blush, which is this one, which was a free gift with purchase. I have, however, finished one as well, and with the declutter I'm gonna, you know, lower my numbers quite a bit. I'm also hoping to finish Coralista sometime next year, and also maybe one more blush in that project. And I just remembered that I do want to pan this one next year, so this one hopefully will also be, I don't know if it's going to be gone next year, but I'm going to focus on it. So these two are going to be the blushes that I'm focusing on next year, and hopefully we'll get those out. So feeling good about this, feeling way better than I did before. You know, I could have definitely decluttered more, but I'm happy with the 5 that I decluttered so far, and the additional one that I'm going to end up decluttering later on. I am a bit worried. The only thing I'm worried about, kind of regretting decluttering, is this one here. But if I'm honest, I just don't reach for these colors very often, and if I do, I do have them here. Yes, I don't have necessarily someone as shimmery this one, but this one here is a bit more glowy, so I do get that look from there. And I can always top it off with a, you know, topper shade, or even mix it like one of more kind of shimmery shades. This one here, for example, is a very kind of light shimmery pink, so I can always top it with one of those, and it creates a similar look. So I am happy with this collection. I know it might not have been as fun to watch as some other declutters because I didn't declutter that much, but I knew I wouldn't. I'm just happy that I decluttered something, and you know, I'm glad I did this. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and otherwise I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys.